So I asked my friends and family if they were to give you some advice if you were moving to Utah for the first time and had never lived here, what would you need in order to be comfortable here living? And a lot of them said out of the gate, you need some outdoor gear. Utah has everything, I think pretty much everything you can imagine. We have mountains, we have salt flats, we have desert, we have red rock. A lot of people like the red rock and to go exploring through that. We have tons of hiking trails. We have snow. We have the greatest snow on earth. As you know, that's Utah has powder. We have powder snow because of our dry climate. We have very low humidity. When it snows, it's powdery. Sometimes it's wet, but most of the time it's actually just like powder and makes for beautiful, beautiful skiing. All right, so this isn't something that you have to buy, but something maybe you want to decide on is a team. We have a lot of colleges here with football teams, but the two big ones, the two rivalries are BYU, which is located in Provo, and the University of Utah, which is located in Salt Lake on the East Bench. Both are beautiful schools, great schools, but they're big rivalries. And I don't even watch football because I don't like it, but yeah, they're big rivalries, so you probably want to decide. And I only say I'm a BYU fan because my husband is, and I have to say that, right, to make him happy. It's fun. They play each other every year, whether or not they're in the same league. Is that the right word? No, not the right word. League, group, conference, that they're not in the same conference. They do play each other every year. So, all right, when I first moved to Utah when I was young, I was like 16, and I had never driven in the snow. So one, you need to learn how to drive in the snow. You need to slow it down. We have pretty good snow. We have pretty good ice. We have sometimes an inversion. In the winter time, that's another thing. You don't need to buy anything for it, but just know that it is. We have an inversion problem, which actually can make the roads really slick in the winter time. And so you need to learn to drive in the snow. But what you do need is a front wheel drive or an all wheel drive car for the winter time. When I first got here, guess what I owned? I had a 1970, well, it was my dad's. I had a 1972 Ford Maverick, 3 on a tree, and it was an 8-cylinder, and I wanted to go snow skiing, so because I had never done that. So I took it up to Powder Mountain, which is based in Ogden Canyon, and it snowed, and it snowed hard. And I was so scared to bring that down the mountain because I didn't know what I was doing. I had never really driven in the snow that much, at least not that kind of snow. And I asked some strange guy well, he wasn't strange, he was just a stranger. He was a stranger guy, to drive that vehicle down. I had friends with me that, they weren't gonna drive my car. But anyway, he drove it down the mountain for me. Long story short, you need a front wheel drive or better yet, an all-wheel drive car for the wintertime. Another friend told me to tell you that her preference, so there's preferences the way your house faces. So maybe that is happening in other parts of the country and other states, but in Utah, the most preferred way for a house to face is south. Now, west is another one, and that's kind of a toss-up, but I'll tell you the reasons why. So south facing in the wintertime, you get the sun, so you don't have to shovel your driveway if it doesn't snow a lot. If it's like, 6 inches, yeah, you're probably gonna shovel. But really the ice and the snow pretty much melt if you're facing south off your driveway and your front porch. The other direction is preferred is facing west. You still don't have to shovel, but it's not as good as the south facing. But here's the kicker. If you're west facing in Utah, you pretty much don't have to shovel because it's gonna melt, and you do get the shade in your backyard. That's a big bonus. The least is to face north. And the reason why is because of the ice that gets built up after it snows. So what people usually do if they face north, they use ice melt. And that can kind of play havoc with your driveway. So you have to make sure that your driveway is sealed well, and then the ice melt can't penetrate that. So a lot of people use that. So facing, so preferred facing south or facing west is the great way to face in Utah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.